Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground and News You Should Know. Thank you for all of the support you've given us over the Prime Days. We put our emergency water straws on sale for $39.99. That's for 5 straws, and it was very successful. JD, my business partner, has extended. I don't know when he'll pull that off, but still a major sale for those that did not catch it during Prime. Let's get right into it. Car repossessions is surging across the United States during the first half of 2024. It's actually up 23% compared to the same period last year. And this is basically because of the higher interest rates. It's just pushing the car payments up. They're saying that the average interest rate is 7.3 right now on new cars and 11.5 on used cars. So that puts your monthly payment for a new car at $740 for a new car and $552 for a used car. So a lot of people are having lots of problems. Also, home evictions is showing up on home evictions. That number is going way higher. It's up 15% over the same period last year. And in the 5 worst spots, big cities, it is up 30%. They're also showing the cost of buying a house has increased. And they're looking at the battle key ground states, the swing states, and they're particularly hard hit. And that's not good for President Biden because he bears a lot of that responsibility. And they're saying that in these swing states, it is a 92% increase from an all-time high on your mortgage payment. So since the last 2020 election, the payment on a median monthly house payment would be $2,161. That is incredible. The Biden administration on Thursday announced $1.2 billion in additional cuts off of student loan debts. So this was announced. This brings his total that he would like to cut to $168.5 billion. And this would be for 4.76 million borrowers. Some of this stuff has been put on hold because of some court challenges. California Governor Newsom signed a bill that makes it illegal for teachers or anyone that works for the school districts to tell their parent that their child has decided to change their pronoun or has decided to change their gender. It's actually illegal. You can only talk to the parent or guardian of the child if the child gives you permission to discuss this. San Francisco. This is the area of the Union Square. It's a high dollar area. And Saks Fifth Avenue announced that they will be going to appointments only. And they say this is to improve the shopper's experience, but really it's because they're just losing money. They've also had major layoffs, so they're going to have to get an appointment if you want to go shop there. They're seeing a huge decline in this area on high-end goods. Goodyear Tire. I like Goodyear tires. I have a set on my trailer, and they serve me really well. They just announced 175 jobs are going to be moved from Akron, Ohio to Costa Rica. They also announced another 135 jobs that were being cut. There's 500 jobs being cut from Malaysia's factories that they have over there. And then they just announced 1,200 more jobs being cut later this summer and fall, and these will probably be overseas. The Federal Reserve Bank in San Francisco has estimated that 3.8 million undocumented workers have come into the U.S., and this would be for the fiscal year 2024. I think that estimate is low, but taking it from the bank and the government, you can probably see. So the International Monetary Fund, and this would be the managing director, that said that the United States has this huge inflow of labor coming from overseas, and this is what's pushing wages down. So they're saying wages are down because we're letting millions and millions of people, and it's just putting pressure on. People can hire different people, and it knocks the hourly wages down. So this is one reason, if you feel like you're not getting a raise, it is a direct result of an open border policy. One thing I did not hear a lot about for the Republican convention, I probably won't hear anything with the Democrats, is the national debt. September 23rd, 2023, we hit 33 trillion. About 3 months later, we hit 34 trillion. Take it to today, we're almost at 35 trillion. A few more weeks, we could surpass that. We just had a large $40 billion increase. So what I think is happening, I think the tax revenue that came in has been used up, and that's why we just saw a $40 billion jump. Typically, we're going up about $8.5 billion a day overall if you averaged it out. So we're going to hit 35 trillion. So just think, September 23rd, 2023, we're at 33. We're rapidly spending money we don't have. Tel Aviv, you probably saw the Houthis did a drone attack, and this did cause some damage. It hit into an area where there's a lot of diplomats. It did not hit the Israeli embassy or the U.S. embassy, but it came very close. This is the first time that I know of that there was no sirens, there was no alert. So the Houthis have a new advanced drone that is not being picked up properly on radar. This is a huge game changer. Now the Israelis will have to determine, what this was and to try to counter it because it came across, I think, unnoticed, and it was not even shot down, and there was no sirens to alert people. A lot of talk about Biden dropping out of the race. I believe he will drop out of the race. For sure, if he doesn't, the Democrats have no possible way. I hope he stays in the race. I think it'd be better for the Republicans because it looks like there will be an open convention, which would be very exciting to watch. I might actually watch that because there'll be a lot of delegates, a lot of confusion, maybe a lot of voting to see who's going to be the Democrat nominee. Iran is always in the news, but it is looking like Blinken has said that they're a week to 2 weeks away from having enough nuclear material to build a bomb. And I've been hearing this a lot. I don't know if they use this to give an excuse why we can strike Iran or give more additional aid to Israel. But this is very, very important. When they start talking, they're just about to have a nuke, you got to pay attention to what's happening in the world. The CrowdStrike and the Microsoft fiasco, no idea what happened. I'm not a computer person. They're saying it wasn't a hack attack. It wasn't anything but just some bad code. I find it hard to believe that they didn't test it on a very, limited basis before they introduced it to the whole world. It was funny. Russia was not affected by it because they don't use it. But I hope you're preparing for a situation that could happen. They could take the power grid down. They could take finance down. If you couldn't use your credit card, you couldn't use your banking. Look at you, your family. Look how you're positioned. Are you able to keep going? Do you have some cash? Do you have, more important, do you have the basics at your house? Food, water, security, medical, gasoline, a generator, solar. The list goes on and on. So I'm begging you, look at what you have today. And if things stopped, couldn't go out to the store and buy anything, can you get by for 3 days, 5 days, a week, a year? And that's a personal question. I have lots of people ask me, Dave, how much should I stock? How long should I prepare for? And my simple answer is, when you put your head on your pillow, can you go to sleep? Or do you worry like, have I done enough? If you can fall asleep and you feel good, then that's what I say is good for you. If you lay down and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I only have 3 days worth of food and water, maybe you should increase it. The biggest thing is we need to do all we can. But really, we have not much control in this crazy world. So basically, do what you can and then put your trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. He's in charge. If you're a child of God, and something happens, he's going to take care of us. And if he doesn't take care of us to a point, guess what? You have a better place to go. Your eternal salvation is in heaven. So we need to be prepping. We need to be preparing. But I challenge you, do you spend more time preparing and prepping than sharing the gospel or sharing the good news or even just helping someone? Are you centered on prepare, the end is coming, the nukes are going to fall, the stock market's going to crash? Yes, we need to, because we're part of this world, prepare for that. But we also need to, if we're Christians, look, are we even spending a fraction of the time sharing the gospel, sharing the good news of Jesus Christ? Thanks for watching.